Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am so excited. So I actually purchased the new, surprise, surprise, the new Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. Just right off the bat, I'm gonna say it's a lot smaller than what I was expecting. Like when it arrived, I was like, oh, it's literally like the size of my hand. I mean, honestly, like if I was to put it next to my phone, it's like the size of my phone. I was really surprised by that. But anyway, here is the palette. So it's the Hyper Natural Face Palette, and the whole concept behind this palette is that it should make like your everyday makeup like super easy. Like she says that she created it so you could do like an easy monochromatic look, especially with the colors on the bottom. And she basically named them based on the type of look that you should be able to create with them. And at first I was like, meh, but then when she said that, I was like, you know what? I'm sold. So there's so many times like I'm getting ready for work and I am rushing, and listen, I have so many palettes. I know I could pick up any one of them and do like a super simple look, but I was like, oh my gosh, to have it all in one spot, like that's what got me. It really is. And I was like, it didn't need to. But what else got me is, I think it was for my birthday, because I've ordered stuff from her website. So she actually does have really good like specials and like deals that she gives and like coupons or whatever. So I think it was my birthday. She was like, hey, I'm pretty sure. And she was like, hey, happy birthday. You know, they send you that email, and it's like, we went ahead and put like 300 points in your account so you can go ahead and purchase whatever. And I think the whole idea was that I was going to purchase that like berry collection that came out for Valentine's Day. Well, I never used it. So I was like, oh my gosh, when this came out, I hopped on there and I still had the points. So I actually got like, I think it was like $20. The amount of points that I had in there with what she had given me and what I already had from ordering for her website gave me like $20 off. So I actually only got this palette. It retails for $62. I got it for like $44, I believe. Whatever it was. I just know it was in the 40s, and then I had to pay for shipping or whatever. But anyway, that is the palette. Hold on. So I do have the, so even like, because I was like, I know I have another face palette. So I mean, even in size comparison to this one, this is the Natasha Denona Love Face Palette. So this is the one, I believe this came out for like a Valentine's Day last year, the year before that. I can't remember. All this stuff starts to run together, honestly. Like, I admire some YouTubers that are able to like pull a date out of their behind and be like, oh, this came out in such and such. I'm like, you ain't getting that from me. This stuff all runs together. I feel like every other month something's coming out, and I'm like, was that last year? Is that the year before that? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, that was like 2 years ago. Like, I get so surprised by some things. Usually I am able to, there's certain things that I am able to like pinpoint, and I know a good timeline, but makeup releases, that is not it for me. It's kind of like history. I have a really hard time remembering dates in history. So anyway, little factoid about me, because I'm sure that's why you came here today, was to learn about me. Anyway, so here's the size comparison, and I think that too is why I was just kind of like, wow, this is a lot smaller than I anticipated. So anyway, it's a little tidbit there. Thirdly, I don't even know. I've lost count of how many times I've said that already. So, you know, there is quite a differentiation in colors here. You know, you've got some of your darker tones. You got a cool gray, like smokier tone. You know, you got your pink tone here, and then you've got like your nudes down here. This. So just looking at it, and I'm not trying to pick it apart. It's just, I'm telling you about it so you are aware. Honestly, for me, so whatever I was doing, I was getting ready, and I was like, hey, let's get ready. Let's do your face makeup so you can do a video. That's all I was thinking in my mind, was like, get your makeup done so you could do a video. Not thinking like, oh, you're doing a face video. So I went ahead, I started doing my face makeup this morning anyway. I used my Salt New York products this morning already. You can see a very light flush of color because again, I wasn't thinking about doing this face palette, right? So I was like, gosh, while I was doing my makeup, I was like, oh, my face looks really dry. I'd already put lotion on, put all like my moisturizers, all that stuff, and I was like, gosh, my skin looks really dry. Let me go ahead and use cream products today because I feel like they'll add some moisture back in and not look so drying on the face like powders. And then I was like, duh, you're doing the face palette. So just a little side note, I do have some product on there already. However, back to the point I want to make. When I open this, I'm like, I can see here, like, these are a bit larger, right? Like, oh, sorry if I was on camera and you could see me. These are a bit larger than what these sections are, right? So I'm thinking to myself, how am I supposed to fit my big old honking brush that I normally use for blush into one or the other? So I went back and I'm like watching her video on Instagram and she's like, oh, you can use these separate or you can use them together. Now me, I could see me and my old hands just like going in there because honestly, this is the blush brush that I typically use when I'm doing my blush because it covers this area very nicely. So just a side note, if you are looking at this palette and you're going to want to use these colors separately, whether it's the blush colors or even these bronze and contour colors, you're gonna have to use a smaller brush if you're just wanting to pick up one. I mean, this being a smaller blush brush, I mean, just comparison in size there so you can see. This one is obviously a lot smaller. It's gonna fit into one of these blush colors better, right? This is what I typically use for contour. I mean, just a size comparison of what I'm putting this into in here, you know, I'm really gonna have to keep it. I don't know, I just feel like that's kind of like, could the pan have been a little bit bigger to really allot for you to be able to use that color by itself? Like, I think so. Now honestly, I mean, I could sit there and pinch the brush and then I'd be able to get into just that middle color. It's making a mess doing it like that, but I'm like, how is that, how would that honestly be saving me time? You know? Like, that's the whole idea of this palette, is to use it to save yourself time in the morning. And I'm like, is this saving me time? I don't know. I don't really know. So this side, I just use that middle color. Now I kind of want to go in between the two, and that's what it's going to end up looking like. Can you see? Is it going to pick it up? It's making a mess, honestly, and I don't like the mess that it's making into the eyeshadows. So, you know, that's, again, these are just my opinions and what I'm telling you about this product. So I'm just putting that on there. Do you notice much of a difference between the two? Like me just using that center shade here. Here I use the center and the lighter together. And these are her cream to powder shades, so that's why it looks like it's leaving like holes everywhere because the bristles are poking into it. So I will say, formula wise, I mean, it looks nice on the face. It really does. But again, if I'm gonna go into this deeper shade, now this Beauty Bay Contour Queen brush, you know, it fits in there nicely, and I can nicely just kind of like run through it, just changing the angle at which I'm dipping my brush in to cover the whole brush. That's a nice deep shade. Can I get enough on both? I really like that though. I'll go back in with that first brush and just kind of soften it. Just to make it a little more even, because I didn't get as much product over here. Like for me and my skin tone, I don't think that's gonna be a, hey, I can just go ahead and brush across those 3 colors and it's gonna come out nicely, because that darker color is gonna be darker on my skin tone. So you see, I do like it. In the viewfinder, it looks a bit darker than what it actually is here in person, like looking. So I'm hoping, let me move my light, because I don't want my lights to make it more saturated, you know what I mean? See how it like comes down here? You can really see it. I don't see that so much in the actual mirror in front of me. And just diffuse that color just a little bit. That's better. I really like it. It applied nicely. It blended out nicely. I like it. I'm just saying, again, for purposes of the video, I don't think it's necessarily that I'm going to be able to rub through all 3 colors and put it on in one and done. I'm going to have to use either these 2 colors together or separately, and then throw this one in for more of that deeper contour shade. Okay, let's go into the blush. I'm going to go into this lighter one. And again, this is the Beauty Bay All-Rounder brush. And it is a nice size to be able to get into there. It's a pretty color. It is a pretty flush of color. Again, I did have that Salt New York color on. So this may in fact be a smidge lighter. But point being, it's not going down super pigmented, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're going to be able to put it down and then build it up to what you want it to be. It's not going to go in super heavy, which I really like that. So I think I like that. Let's see how dark this other color is. The one next to it. So that, obviously, it's a deeper color. It's going to be a lot darker. Is it going to blend out? That one, obviously, being more darker. It applied heavier, had more pigment to it when I applied it, but it blended out nicely, even using the 2 together. So that was nice. So I'm done with that. Let me go ahead and zoom in so we can work with the eyes. So I did just jump right in because I just started yammering and I was like, oh, let's go ahead and get into this. Anyway, let me have a little sip. I really, now, you know, I'm a sucker for these. I am such a sucker for like these sparkly, like light nude champagne-y colors. I love them. I just gravitate towards them. That to me is like a super easy, like, hey, put it all over and go ahead and go to work. I don't do a whole lot with my makeup anymore. I don't know if it's a phase I'm going through, if it's just because I've been wearing like the mask. I certainly don't do my makeup anymore due job, because I'm like, oh, I just want to get in and get out. Like in the morning, I'm like, get up, get the kids, roll out. Like, I don't even put no brows on anymore. I should tell you something. I'm like, I just do not care. Like, I just want to get into this job and get out. Now, my job on Tuesday, Thursday, where I'm there a lot longer, I think it's just because I wear a mask all day. I wear a mask at both jobs because I'm in the medical field. But being there the longer days, I haven't even been doing like my eye makeup too much, but if I do, it's just a light flush of color and then I might throw on some mascara. Like, I am doing things so minimally lately, and I think it's just because I'm wore out. I'm tired. I think that's all that is. Okay, so anyway, I gravitate towards that color, so I'm actually going to do one eye with this color. And then she does note that you could use these as eyeshadows, which I feel like that's going to be something I gravitate towards with this palette, is using those for eyeshadows, like making this like a one and done. Again, she says these, you know, for a nice monochromatic look. I want to use that dreamy color. When I first saw it, I was like, is that a color we already have? So I pulled out my I Need a Nude, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. Like, I always try to like double check to be like, do I already have that color? And I don't. It's not in that. And I looked in the Glam palette, and those the formulas are different, and that's a big thing with this palette as well. Is she's saying this is a new formula, whether is it called the Hyper Natural formula, whatever, I don't know. It's a cream to powder. She said it's best applied with your finger. So I'm gonna go right into this dreamy color. And again, I just have I don't even know if I said it, so I shouldn't say again, but as of right now, all I have on is concealer and like my setting powder. And I'm gonna go in with my finger, pick up that dreamy color. You do get a mirror in the palette. It's cute. It's a cute little mirror. So I'm gonna take that color. I don't know. Call me crazy. I love it. I just freaking love this color. Like, I don't know. It's something I gravitate towards. It's just a color preference for me. I don't know. I just absolutely love a nice light nude, shimmery, glittery, whatever you want to call it, shade. And that's it. I knew I was going to love this dreamy color. So I'm going to pick a little bit up on this brush just to see, because she said you could be more precise with using a brush, but that they're best applied with your finger. So I just wanted to see, like, would there be a difference with the color payoff? Application. Put a little bit in here. I don't think so. I mean, it didn't change it too much. It's not like, oh, I got more of whatever color differentiation with just using my finger. But now I'm going to go in with this Vasanti contour eyeshadow brush, just a smaller, fluffier brush. And I'm going to pick up this center shade here, because I want to see, because she's saying like you can use that. I'm going to dust it off. So for being a cream to powder, like a lot of powder just came off of that. But anyway, she's like, you can use these as an eyeshadow. I mean, she's not wrong. I think that went on really nice, and I'm going to apply a little bit more of that dreamy color over top. And I could leave it like that. Like, I honestly could leave it like that, throw on some mascara, and then I would like go to work. It's not a big deal for me. But I'm going to take that color. I'm going to go ahead and bring it down. Now, I probably would have done this. And then I would have called it a day. I always put something down under my lower lash line because I feel like it just always brings it together. Now I could put on some mascara and call it a day, and I'd be like, this is great. Like, this is wonderful for just I'm going to work and I'm gonna be there all damn day. And I want to look like I'm not half dead. So I think that's great. That is wonderful. So now I'm gonna go into I think I'm going to go into Statement, because it's really deep and dark, and I'm going to pick that up on this AOA Studio E115 brush, just a flat definer brush, because I'm going to use that to deepen that lash line. feel like when I do that, it moves around my contact. Ugh, that's why I'm like, just to add a little depth of color there, like, I think so. I mean, it achieved that, added a little depth of color, and again, just some mascara, and I'd be ready to roll. So, anyway, I think I'm gonna leave that color, or that color. I'm gonna leave that eye just like that, and let's move over to the other side, because that's honestly how I would do that. I really, honestly, like, I can see that this is gonna be like a dark charcoal, which is just interesting to me, especially since she named that like casual. But like, looking at it in the palette, I'm like, that's gonna be a dark gray, but I feel like that's gonna be more of like that lavender gray. I don't know that I would pick that up. I mean, maybe if I was doing a smoky eye, but she's got it called casual, which is interesting. Like, what, a casual smoky eye? I want to see what soft looks like, because this is an interesting color. So I'm like, is this just, let me swatch it first, because it just seems, yeah, let's do that. Let's just go ahead and pick up, it's called Soft. It is just like a soft pink. You just do a soft pink eye. Not to be confused with pink eye, the medical condition. Because ain't nobody want to look like they got conjunctivitis. Not at all. So it is, and you can just, I mean, I don't necessarily think that's what I would do. I don't think I'd ever just throw on some pink, but what I would do is pick up some of that dreamy color, and I would put that all over the top. To add some shimmer to it. That is what I would do. Because, you know, and I'm just very lightly, because I don't want to add in like any depth of color, but just, I mean, obviously it's changing it a little bit because there's that like champagne in there, but you can still see like the pink underneath, and I think that is so pretty. Super easy, super easy. I want to see what this casual color looks like though, and I am gonna pick that up on this same Vasanti brush. I cleaned it off. Let's see, can we get a little depth of color out here without making it too dark? I think that went on really nice. It's not too dark, so again, it's a little deceiving in the package because I feel like looking down at it, I'm like, gosh, there's a lot of dark colors in here, but it went on nicely. It's not as dark as you would think. And I want to go back over with some of that soft color, that pink color, and I'm going to just blend that out over here just to get a nice blend. And I think I'd leave it, honestly, I would leave it like that, but you know me, we're gonna bring some of that casual color down just ever so lightly and diffuse that color along this lower lash line because we like a nice cohesive look. You don't have to. Some people don't like to bring color down onto their lower lash line, and that is okay. Me, I prefer to. Bring it down like that. I think I'm gonna pop a little bit of this pink into here, and then apply a little bit of that dreamy over top, and then down. Just like that. Now there are a couple colors. I didn't use the Everyday. I did use the Statement. So the only one I didn't use was the Everyday. So maybe just for shits and giggles. Just use the palette in its entirety. I'm going to stick that same AOA Studio brush in that color. And let's just see, like, is it gonna add anything to out here? Not really, because I think it's gonna come out a little lighter than what. A little bit. Let's see. So it's gonna be that nice light nude, but it's got like this sheer sheen look to it. I don't know. Not necessarily something I'm gonna put with this look, but you get the point. So that would probably look really pretty too, using that and then using this and not even using one of these. I just wanted to use those up top. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and hop off real quick, do something with my lips. I do have my P. Louise lip drip on there, and then I'll finish up my eyes and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the finished, or here are the finished looks, right? Because it's 2 looks. Yeah, I need to get better about that. So here they are. I just went ahead and used my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Boundless Bisque. Set nice light creamy beige color, because I feel like it just opens up the eye, and I use this all the time. So I was like, you know what, why not? I'm already doing something nice and light, and again, it's just one and done, out the door. And then for my mascara, I use my Roller Lash by Benefit. I just really like this mascara. I feel like it gets onto my little tiny lower lash line, and then it just puts a nice coat of mascara up top. And I find I don't have a lot of transfer with this, especially on my long days at work, because again, that's what this video is about, like my quick eye makeup. I mean, even if I was running out and not wanting to do a full face, I would do this. I just prefer this mascara. And then on my lips, I just went ahead and used the Dominique Creamy Fill and Define Lip Liner. You would think I would know what this was called by now, as much as I use it. This is in Crush. I really like this. I have no idea how much it costs. I don't even know if you can buy it anymore. Like I said, I think I got it in a BoxyCharm box, or my sister gave it to me in one of like the BoxyCharm box things she gave me or whatever. So anyway, that is what I use there. And then I just topped it because I'm freaking obsessed with this P. Louise lip drip. There you go. And this is in Growing and Glowing, and I just love it because when I look at myself, I see all the little tiny like reflex of like shimmery, glittery whatever that's in it. I like it. I don't feel like it lasts very long, but when I put it on, I get super excited about it. Does it feel sticky now? I don't know, because I haven't used it in this combo. So anyway, that's what I have on. I'll go ahead and cover one eye so you can see. Go ahead and cover the other eye. And I'll go ahead and close my eyes. And I'll go ahead and zoom out when we talk about it. Okay, so honestly, for me, I really like it. I really like it. Now, again, I did get like $20 off, so I don't necessarily think that I feel like I would ever pay $62 for this. One, it's really small. you know, and I did talk about some of the, look, honestly, I jumped right into this video and I just started talking and going on. So I've already said quite a few things about it. You know, I just feel like for $62, maybe these could have been a little larger so you could get in there with a brush, because most people are going to have to use those colors separately, not just kind of like brush through all of them and then put them on, especially if you're somebody that likes to do like your bronze and then have that bit of contour shade there. And again, depending on your skin tone and how those colors show up on your skin tone. So I just feel like that little area could have been made a little bit larger to accommodate a brush that people would actually use. I mean, I did go in with a smaller one. Thankfully I had one, but everybody, you know, doesn't use that. Some of my bronzer contour, like bronzing brushes, they're large, because I'm like, oh, we picking this color up and we're getting this done. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you know, so not everybody is gonna have like this smaller brush to be more precise with it, and not everybody wants to be precise with their bronzer and contour, and you don't have to be. I'm just saying that's just one of my little like things I'm pointing out to you, right? These colors down here, I really like them. There is a nice array of color, you know, again, for a palette that's like one and done, you know, you're doing very simple, very easy looks. I think that was accomplished. I am surprised by this color because I really honestly thought it was going to be like a deep dark gray. I think if you put it on, you'll be able to build it up a bit, but I appreciate and I really like that it's soft enough that I could use it out here. And you guys know, like, I like a darker outer corner, and I feel like I was able to do that with this color. But I honestly feel like if I was to go in and put that all over my lid, because I have seen some of the swatches she's done on her models, and I feel like that color comes out a lot darker. So I'm hoping and assuming, shouldn't assume things, but I'm assuming that you'll be able to build it up, especially if you're putting it all over your lid, that it's not going to be that soft. But I like the fact that it's that soft. So I'm in control of the depth of color, and I can use it in other areas. So it's a more versatile shade for me. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? You know, and I really like how this color came out. Like, I was thinking it was going to be a lot darker, but it's just a nice, soft, pale, you know, pinky rose color. I don't think I would use it just by itself, but again, I also like that I was able to take that color here and put it over top. So I feel like for me, this is a very versatile palette, and I feel like it's something that me personally, I'm gonna pick up. You know, I work 5 days a week, so I'm probably gonna reach for this more often than not, just to kind of put on some makeup and not feel so blah when I go to work, because I've been really in a rut of feeling like blah, I don't feel like doing anything, I don't feel like digging through palettes. I mean, I do have to organize everything. That might be part of it. It might just be because I'm tired. Like, I don't know, I'm just having a moment. It's just the season of life I'm in right now. But I feel like this palette for me is going to be that thing that maybe pulls me out of that, and I'm like, hey, this is super simple, I'm short on time, I'm rushing, I want to get out, this is super convenient for me. So I feel like this palette does what it says it's gonna do. I mean, she did it with that in mind, thinking like, hey, super simple, super quick. I appreciate it. I love it. I love Natasha Denona. Well done. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Find a coupon. That's what else I'll say. Find a coupon. Okay, if you're gonna buy it, find a coupon, wait till it goes on sale. I'm not really sure. A lot of people have affiliate codes with Natasha Denona, but I also know that if you sign up on her website, they automatically offer you like 10 to 15% off when you sign up and you create an account. So you can always do that. Her shipping with her company is flipping phenomenal. I actually ordered this last week on the pre-sale, and they shipped it out the next day. Like, it got hung up with FedEx, but it was supposed to be here Friday, and I should have had it Friday. I didn't get it until Saturday, but regardless of, I think I ordered it like Thursday. Ordered it Thursday. It shipped out Friday, or I ordered it Wednesday. It shipped out Thursday. I should have had it by Friday. I'm on the East Coast. She's in New York. So I'll just say, like, her shipping, her company, they really put in the work. They really care about what they do. Everything comes packaged well. So I appreciate that. So go ahead and create an account on her website, and they do give free points and things like that, so you can always get like your 10 to 15% off. But always order things with a coupon. Save yourself some money. We are consumers of makeup, and I just feel like we shouldn't be going broke trying to acquire these things that we love, that bring us happiness and bring us joy and make us feel better about ourselves, right? If we can find a deal, that just makes it all the more better. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and with that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening or whenever you're watching this.